Here's another reason I like the 5 bedrooms. It's private room rentals. So you have a backup plan of doing private room rentals. Private room rentals is when a person will book a bedroom. So they'll know already ahead of time that they're going to book a bedroom. That's their little private space. And they're sharing the common areas with the other tenants of the home. So each tenant will book a bedroom and they share those common areas with themselves. And of course, they understand what they're getting into before they book. So they understand that the home is shared. And it's actually a really popular thing. So if this is the first time you're hearing this is a really popular thing. You just might not know about it. So there's even an option on Airbnb. If you go to airbnb.com, there's an option that says like private room or room. I'm not sure what they call it. There will even be an option to only view room. Oh yeah, I think they call it rooms. There's an option to only view rooms. So you'll see what I'm talking about if you go to airbnb.com, and you can list a listing just as a room like that. But that's what the backup plan would be. Here's why I say backup plan. There could be new short-term rental restrictions in your city, and you can no longer do short-term rental for either maybe forever or for just the time being while you get your short-term rental license and all of that. And you can only do midterm rental, and midterm rental is 30 days and up. So even if you own the property, and especially if you're doing rental arbitrage, you're gonna have to add the cost of expenses to the price that you're charging for like a midterm rental for the property. So you're gonna have to add on the cost that you spend for your utilities, maybe any management fees if you have a management company, and of course like the rent payment, the mortgage payment, all that. And then just like random expenses like for the contractors, maintenance and all that. And then of course for your time, you want to make some profit, so you got to add in there for the time that you spend working on the property. With that said, that's going to be a lot more than the market rent for your area for the same size home. But of course yours is furnished. Basically what I'm saying is you're going to have to look for a family who can afford to pay potentially like $1,000, depends on what's going on with you. Could be like $1,000, it could be more on top of the market rent for your property as a midterm rental. Now, the problem is that it's going to be kind of challenging, at least in my experience, to find people who can afford to spend that kind of money on a long-term basis. And so you can find some here and there, but it kind of gets difficult to get consistent bookings for the entire home to a group when they're paying like significantly more than market rent in your area. So that's when private rooms come in play. Because with private rooms, you can split up the cost amongst a handful of individuals.